Yes, guys, thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome back to Talk About It. This podcast is, a wonderful place just to get and talk about people who are going to be changing this world after this tragic thing that we're experiencing. And Noel is one of those people that is interested in bringing back the humanity that seems to be we've been kind of struggling with that in this time of need. He is a spiritual teacher. He is a public figure. And I am excited to hear so much more about what it is that you are, how you're handling all of these things that we're experiencing today. So let's start there. Noel, talk to us. Tell us how you're doing today.
I love it. Well, thanks for having me, Rayshone. And I love the name of the podcast. Talk about it. Let's do it. I'm definitely excited to do that. I love being the guest on podcasts. You were the guest on mine not too long ago, just a few episodes ago. And definitely, I always love being the guest because I get to share whatever flows out, whatever you ask. I'm an open book. And I'm excited for humanity, even though right now our times may be, challenging. Whether you listen to this podcast right when it's released or, 10 years from now, you're like, what was going on that they were talking about? Well, this is a challenging time for us when it comes to, this virus that's going around. But what I know about life and humanity is any of the challenges that we've dealt with individually or now collectively, it always leads to, bigger growth. It always leads to something. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel that, we wouldn't know what we wanted in life if we hadn't experienced the parts of life that were really challenging, the challenging relationship to know now, oh, I want this type of relationship, or the challenging jobs where we're like, ooh, I want this type of, career freedom or whatever it is. So same thing is happening right now with us as a collective. And the interesting thing is there's nobody on the planet that is like isolated from this. Like everybody is.
Right.
I actually almost did a Google search last night of what part of the planet can you go to and it still live normally? And I was like, I don't think there is that part right now. So,
I don't. Maybe I did hear a rumor that West Virginia had 0 cases, but then that might be like this. They might be even on worse lockdown because they're like, we don't want any cases. I don't know.
For sure. They're not. No, I don't think I know no one in the US is living, normally, like when it comes to like gatherings, big gatherings or gyms or any of this stuff. So
I mean, we're thinking about the jobs that people are losing. We're thinking about the directions in life. Like speaking of direction in life, it seemed like I noticed on your Instagram, you had a name change. And I love name changes because I feel like at times like this, it's an adaptive thing. That means you're really truly following your universe. You're following your path and you're not letting it hold you back. And you're not saying, I'm just sticking to this. You're allowing this ebb and flow to be and really use this as a benefit to make sure that you're still on that same path to help humanity and help people. So tell me about how you come about this new change.
Absolutely. It's so interesting, such an interesting story. And at the time of this recording, this just happened yesterday. And a lot of people have been reaching out and asking me about it. And so there's a really amazing life coach, spiritual teacher in New York who was on my podcast months ago. And it was also a part of my community, which I'm sure we'll talk about, the Universal Abundance community. And she's been calling me for months, the Angel of Abundance. Like it's a nickname that she's given me. And it always lights me up every time she says it, because who wouldn't want to be called the angel of anything?
Right.
So, you do have the angel of death and things like that.
I was just it all goes with it. I mean, but he might like that too. I'm just saying.
It's a part of life, but no, I much prefer the angel of abundance. And for me, whenever I say abundance, it always means for all of us having more than enough of anything that's important to us. So money's a part of it, having time, having healthy relationships, having health in general. So just an abundance of everything that matters to us. And so initially, when she said that, I was like, when is that available? And so I checked it. I checked a few variations of it. And, what it is now, the Angel of Abundance was available. So I changed it for a second and I was like, no, well, what if, this is the thought process that we have as human beings.
Absolutely.
I was like, what if people can't find me? Or what if I've linked because my normal handle was just Noel Strane, just my name.
Right.
And that's across the board. And that's still what it is everywhere else as of right now. But Instagram is what I use the most. And so I changed it and I was like, no, what if I have some links out there that people can't find? So I changed it back and nobody saw it. It was just like a quick change, but I knew it was available. And then yesterday, the reason why, I made the change and I'm so excited about it, because I kept thinking about it, And in meditation yesterday, I always in the morning, I'll wake up and we'll talk about this, but I like to put my energy in a place where I'm just really excited for the day. So it could be just a peaceful energy, but I'll get up in the morning and I'll meditate for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And in meditation yesterday, I had like just a vision come into my mind of being introduced on a talk show as the angel of abundance. He's also known as the angel of abundance, and put the biggest smile on my face during meditation and excitement, where I was like, I'm just going to change this. Like, this sounds way more fun than just, my name is cool. I love it, but it's not as fun as the angel of abundance. So
I know. Oh, well, I love it. I love it.
I do too. It makes me smile.
I'm geeked to just definitely just, when you learn your story, it makes it that much more exciting.
Absolutely.
Like hearing the fact that, first of all, that meditation, kudos to that. That is a wonderful thing to do in this time. But the fact that during your meditation, you find the valuable things, you're actually absorbing it. You're like, you know what? Again, following that pathway. I love it. I love it. You speak the universe. You say universal abundance, but oh my goodness, your life is like the pathway of it. It's such a reflection that we're able to see, that in real time. That was pretty cool.
I appreciate you saying that. And just for everybody out there listening, I'm going to share something, and Rayshone knows this to be true, and you guys all innately know this to be true. But whenever we point out something that we love seeing in another human being, or anything that we don't love seeing, it's just a reflection of us. So I appreciate the kind words you just shared with me. That's reflecting from you, because that's what's flowing from you as well. Also, great reminder, if we're ever using someone as our excuse to be angry or upset or we're blaming, right, that's just something that is reflecting from us, that maybe we need to ask ourselves, like, what part of this person that I'm pointing out is maybe unresolved or needs to be healed inside of me, because it's there's something there. So but I appreciate you reflecting the beautiful things that you just shared.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, we're going to it's time for a shake. Okay. In this podcast, we got to shake. And I've been addicted to podcasts. I mean, TikTok. Oh, are you TikToking? That's
I am.
Talking about TikTok.
Differently though. I'm not using it as effectively as all the youth, for sure. And I've heard you had a video that went viral. Which, you got to send me the link to that. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show it to you. Listen, okay, so that TikTok is kind of brutal. People aren't nice on there.
No, the comments are crazy.
What? Like, I got 130. Okay, so let me say 50-50. Let me be fair that I've had 50-50, but I got 130 comments of her hair is gonna fall out, her edges are gonna fall out. Why'd you do this? And I got another 50 images of, yeah, you're doing a great job. However, my question to you is, how are you utilizing TikTok? Because I don't think that there's any specific way to actually utilize it. I just think that we need to find what is special for us as individuals for TikTok. So let's talk about that, because I still think it's cool. Honestly, I find the most interesting videos, the ones that are unique, the ones that are teaching, the ones that maybe we need more of this angel of abundance. We need that inside of our TikToks too. So I don't want you to feel remiss. Get on TikTok.
No, for sure. I'm happy you just said that, because I've actually so how I'm using it. My favorite part of TikTok, which I don't know if anybody's even thought of this.
All right. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I got to pause, baby. My refrigerator started making this noise, and it's going to be unplugged. I cannot have that thing beeping, because it beeps for some apparent reason. All right, now go ahead. We're back on TikTok. We're back. Sorry, guys. Sorry, interruption. I love it, though. This is live. This is real talk. That means we are human, and we stuck in our house, and sometimes we feel a little crazy.
all part of the human experience. For sure.
Yes. Now, go ahead. Let's talk about TikTok.
So the interesting thing that I like about TikTok compared to, because I use it for, now a lot of my TikToks go on my Instagram and Facebook stories and Snapchat stories, because I like something that they do that you can't do on Instagram. It allows the music, that's because I love music on lots of different stuff.
Right.
But you can have the music and the sound of your video at the same time, and you can adjust which one goes up and down. You can't do that on Instagram. If you put music on your,
it just mute your sound.
And you can't save that video and put it anywhere else.
Right.
And so now on my TikToks, it saves the video so I can put it everywhere else. it promotes my TikTok because it has the little handle in the top
Yes.
and the bottom. So it does a lot of things just in that way that I really like. And then if I do start, which I will, because I've been thinking about this, when I'm putting out like previews for podcasts, a lot of them are longer. But if I
Right.
just create like a 1-minute clip, because that's like pretty much the length that you can put on TikTok, I think that would be valuable. Just like a quick 1-minute highlight clip that could lead to like the episode that we did. I could go in and like take out like just a powerful 1 minute,
Yeah.
and then put that there. And I think it's anywhere it's good to have. If someone like scrolls and then or does their little whatever they do, the push down the home button to make the new video come up, which
Yeah.
I like that part as well. One thing that they took out though, which I don't know why, and tell me if it's just on my app because I'm pretty sure this is everywhere, and maybe it was just costing them money. But I used to like being able to sort through the music by just pressing, like as there's like shuffling, and it just
Yeah.
gives you different sounds. Now they just give you like a limited amount of
It's
options.
it's the same. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to have some TikTok updates. These are requests from very, very, very awesome people. We're part of the community and we really want to stay on TikTok, and so we need some changes. Yeah. So the music thing is definitely, I like the shuffle option, but also when they do the trending videos, like none of that stuff is really trending. So, but hey, they're trying times call from trying measures, and maybe they're trying to work on it, but maybe their stuff is paused too. Right now everything's paused.
For sure. Yeah, who knows?
So,
it's a free app, so I hesitate to complain on free apps because I don't want to complain, period. But I'm like, when I remember, like, and Gary Vee pointed this out, he's like, dude, all these apps you guys are using are free. So what kind of complaining are you doing?
that is so true. You know what? I'm glad, and he would say that first because he's an amazing character. I love Gary Vee. But yeah, that is so true. They like, oh my God, Instagram this, it paused. It's free. Yeah. So we mentioned a little bit earlier about universal abundance in that community. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to those people who are dedicated to universal abundance and love what you're doing in that space.
Absolutely. So, I mean, really how that came about is, again, one of my favorite things to know about life is that we can ask, and I use words like God, the universe, love, all that is, source, spirit, source energy, infinite intelligence. I use all these words interchangeably. Even had a guest on the podcast that was super into like Star Trek and Jedi's or Star Wars and used the Force as the
Cool.
descriptor. So yeah, I use these interchangeably. I grew up only saying God and traditional religion and all these things. But regardless of all that, my favorite part of life to know is that I can ask any question to this, to this energy, to this source, and just receive answers as I'm ready to receive them. It might come in meditation. It might come in the shower. I could be out in nature anytime. It could just pop into your mind. And like, oh, that's a good idea for this part of life that I want to have answers for. And so with universal abundance, it's been an ongoing question for years of how, because I'm so appreciative that I had a mentor come into my life at 26 that shared with me, Noel, this is a book about law of attraction that I think would benefit you. And you want to be successful, but I don't think you've got this part figured out just yet. And I didn't have any awareness when it comes to anything. And I'm 37 now for anybody listening. So this is 11 years ago. And then just the light bulb came on to where I was open for more information and more, life experience. And I was just, that awareness was starting for me then, or, restarting. Because I believe that all of us, when we come as little, babies and we're just unconditionally loving little beings, have, we are who we are then and now, but we just forget as we get older and we start comparing ourselves and asking ourselves, are we enough, and not thinking that we're enough. And a lot of us need to remember who we are as time goes. And it's a constant process for as long as that we're here. My point is, the question that I asked to the universe was, show me how I can create something that could help the light bulbs come on for humanity. And so I started doing podcasts and, creating different courses and different things like that. But then my additional question was, and show me how I could help create abundance for, people that when they have this awareness, say they know who they are and, they know they can be or do or have or whatever they want in this life, but they're just still asking, like, how could I pay for it? Or how could I have the time to do it? It's just two big ones, and money and time. And so show me a way, universe, that I could help people with that. And so what I've created is a combination of exactly that, just an awareness tool where people can get tons of information from different spiritual teachers and life coaches and people from all different backgrounds, in the form of videos and audios and all this stuff. And then take it a step further, give them access to these people where, because how many times have we read a good book, could we get the author on the phone and do a live stream with them? Like,
Right.
not really likely, unless you're paying for like one-on-one coaching from them or in their
Right.
mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give people access to, powerful, people that are wanting to give this information and share and do it as a collective, so that there's not so much weight on one person to where I have to, like, me included. Like, I don't want to take the whole responsibility of making everybody aware. I want to combine and collaborate with as many people on the planet as possible, because I feel like we all have something valuable to share. And this is why I do the podcast and why I wanted to collaborate with awesome humans like you, Rayshone, and so many others. Because, I like the saying that many hands makes light work.
Yeah. So I wanted to let you speed past the fact that you said you was 37. Okay. I wanted to let you listen. It was like being in a beautiful city, and then you see this beautiful pyramid, but there's another beautiful something in front of you and you don't know which one. I'm like, okay, he's talking about universal abundance, something that is just amazing. And then you're going to say 37 before that. I couldn't even stop you. But that is amazing. You do a lot for 37. I watch your Instagram. You're always out staying active and things like that. What types of advice would you give to people about health and diet? I mean, that has to be, I know you do that. You have to do that, because 37 and still rocking, you look very good for 37. Talk to me about that.
I thank you for the compliment. I'm only getting stronger and more healthy. So
you getting younger by the day, huh?
Well, it's a lifestyle, and it's something that I enjoy, the things that I'm doing, as far as the exercise and, all this stuff, and the diet, and I eat what, my body likes and what feels good to me.
Right,
so I never tell people that
Are you vegan?
No.
Okay. Just asking. It's been a thing.
I did it for 6 months just to be able to say that I could do it. My body really enjoyed some of the foods that I wasn't eating. Like, there's certain meats that my body really enjoys, and I just, again, listen to my body. I really love pizza. It's probably my favorite food. So I do it sparingly.
No cheese.
I know. So pizza and cheese kind of goes together. So,
yeah, absolutely.
But the best thing that came out of being vegan for 6 months is my dad and my stepmom have now been meatless diet and pretty much vegan for 2 years now. And my dad got super healthy. My dad's 72. So, I mean, he's still active as well. His passion is baseball and coaching kids and all that. But when it comes to health, I just suggest to anyone out there, you just have to start from where you are. So regardless of where you are right now, like how you were like in the past, doesn't matter. It's like, what do we want to see as far as our health goes in our life right now? And then just ask, again, those questions that we can ask the universe, like, what is something that I can do that will help me be active, get the exercise, but I'll actually enjoy, ask that question. Because it doesn't have to be a cookie cutter answer. Like, you have to go to the gym. A lot of people can't stand going to the gym.
Right.
You can't go right now anyways, at the time of this recording. So
you can't do nothing right now. Are you even allowed on the beach?
No, closed as of yesterday. Was 2 days ago. Yesterday was the first day it was closed. So 2 days
my
goodness.
goodness.
I was out there running on the beach because I was like, I'm gonna run every day on the beach until they
listen, hold on, Noel. I'm sorry. Cállate la boca! Silencio!
I love Spanish commands to the animals.
I can't even listen. I'll be trying to. Of course, in a perfect setting, I would love to have it completely quiet and all of those things. But because the way my house is set up, I got my dogs and my kids, and I'm like, dear goodness, can I just get a peaceful interview? Is that okay? Can they always want to be in it? I think they're like, can you just talk about me too? I'm like, this is not about you guys. I swear.
I've learned, like, when it comes to recording podcasts at home, because at one time there was like construction going on here, and it was just like random noises. I just have to be playful with it, and then get really good at muting when the guest is talking. Just mute yourself, and then they can't hear anything going on in your background. That's what I had to get really good at.
You know what? I'm going to practice that skill. I'm keeping that in here, guys. Remember that Noel that's like a free. That's free, right? That's all free. That free stuff. That's good stuff. He giving all kind of jewels today. He's giving all kind of information. He's guiding you in the great places. You are an abundant information, not just in the spiritual world and abundance abundance of health, but in the abundance of knowledge. That was awesome. That was I wasn't expecting that. Thank you.
I like to share. I've always been this way. I always like to share anything that benefits me. Like I've never been one where it's like, oh, let me keep this to myself so I could have the advantage. Like I've never been that way. Like when I was a baseball player, which is what I thought I was always going to do.
Okay.
Anything I learned, I would want to tell my teammates or tell whoever, a little kid that's playing, like, hey, do it this way and like try this and see. Like I just like to see, because I always have felt like there's abundance for all of us. Like we can all be successful in whatever it is. So yeah, I've done whole interviews with my finger on the mute button the whole time. I just didn't know what was going to go on. So I like to leave it unmuted, because we're having a conversation. So the actual little responses and all that.
Yeah.
But if it starts to be too noisy, then I'll just do a quick click, and they don't even know. The guest doesn't know. They're still talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna get good at that, or I'm gonna find a better place to record. Once I'm able to leave my house, might I add? I always got to kind of put the plug in.
Let me finish sharing what I was sharing about health. I think it'll help somebody.
Absolutely.
Really quick. So once you ask what things you can do that will that you can enjoy, that you actually keep you active. Because if you think about it, if your heart rate is going up and you're sweating a little bit, like you're getting exercise. And if you just did that consistently, listen to your body. I'm not saying you have to do that every day, but if your body feels like, for instance, I like to break my body up in segments. A lot of people do their full body and, in one workout. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But if your body feels, as far as the exercises you're going to go do, if your body feels fresh enough to do it, where it's like, I can do an exercise today. Great idea to do it, because what's going to happen is your body will start to adapt to, well, damn, if Noel's going to keep putting me through these workouts, I have to like change, not only visibly in order to be able to take these workouts, but I also have to get stronger and have more endurance in order to take what Noel is putting on me. Like that's what our bodies are thinking. Like they're always evolving. Like if you go out there and walk for, a mile in the desert, like, it's going to be rough for any of us.
Yes. Well, yeah.
But the next time, but the next time your body's going to be like, well, damn, if Noel's going to be walking through the desert like this, I need to adapt. I need to create more endurance. I need to create more strength. And then it becomes easier as time goes. And then you start seeing the visual changes in the mirror as well, which I think all of us, like to some degree. So, and then the diet, again, I don't ever tell anybody what they should or shouldn't eat. But again, another question we can ask the universe is what diet would really fit my health goals and nutrition goals, and that I could also enjoy, some of it. It could be, there's so many different diets out there. Like it could be anything for you, and everybody's body type is different. So there's no one diet for every person, regardless of what anybody is like pushing out there. Like that might not be what's best for your blood type, for your body type. And so, that's my advice on health for sure. Just find something you enjoy and do it consistently, and you'll see results.
Wonderful. Yes. That is the truth. That is the truth. So the next thing I want to talk about is challenges. Okay. Now with the hashtag coronavirus around and causing so much just turmoil in everyone's life. We already spoke to how it's affecting everyone. Let's speak to some of the things that have affected you directly and how you've changed those things into positive outcomes. Because I know that that's what you do. I know that you're human and you've experienced some struggles too. But let's talk about the best parts of that.
It's such a good question. And because all of us have been affected, in some way, shape, or form. And what's interesting, I'm taking it as a blessing in disguise right now, because so my life, the way it looked before the corona, let me myself clear my throat. I just click on the mute button now, so you guys didn't have to hear me clear my throat again, and I need to drink some water.
Listen, I made the noise for you. It's for some reason, because you did it, I did it, and so you push mute, and I'm like, oh.
I learned this years ago, as far as our mirror neurons. Try this next time you guys are. I mean, it's not right now, but next time you're in an airport or doing something, like just smile at someone, and because you're smiling at someone, like their brain's telling them to smile back. Or if you like scratch, like, looking at somebody, like they might scratch back as well, because they're just, our brain is like, thinks that we're doing it too. So
I've seen that with women who cross their legs. It's a thing.
For sure. So the things that now I cannot do like I could before the coronavirus are some of my favorite things in life, like going to the gym. I love lifting really heavy weights, or going out and running on the beach, or just being out on the beach. That's a favorite part of life for me. The beach is very close to me. It's right there. Right. And, but then the biggest part, which I wasn't prepared completely for was I love human connection. Like I don't treat humanity as strangers. There's 7.7 billion people on Earth, and
Mm.
none of us have met almost all of them. Like 99.9% of them we haven't met.
Right.
Every day that we leave our house, like there's a chance to, even if it's a 30-second conversation with an old lady that's just hanging out right here, we're both waiting across the street, and like she smiles at me, and like we just strike a conversation, we just have a fun interaction for like, it's just fun for me to connect with human beings. And now that people are worried about the virus and not really outside,
Right.
that's just taking that part away. Also, for instance, the place where I stay, my condo complex, sent an email out, which I've already violated this rule, by the way, but it made a rule about no guests. I'm talking quieter because I don't want like security.
Right. Listen, so just tell them they were virtual. Yeah. We were on a podcast. It was a group chat.
They sent a memo out and said no guests in the building for the next 2 weeks. And so I was like, well, that's not gonna work for me because I'm a single guy, and if I don't have guests here, then I'll just be here all alone.
I know you like y'all crazy. I'm not about to make me crazy.
Yeah. So like for me to give all the things that I like to give, that's the benefit of what this has done and the blessing in disguise, because now I feel like I'm having, like 3 days in one sometimes. Like I have all the time. I have my calendar here, and I'm like, I could book another podcast. I could do a workshop, for free to help people with one of the, the people that are in the community. I can do these free online freedom events that I've been doing to show people how to bring in an income during quarantine and how that can be freedom for them coming in monthly forever, which that wasn't going on before the coronavirus. So I feel like it's intensified the things that I was already doing and added some new stuff just because I just feel like I have so much time. My TV hasn't come on. I'm not saying it'll stay this way because I could easily, there's probably plenty of stuff on Netflix that I could watch as well, but I'm just so focused on the stuff that I'm doing. But my TV hasn't come on at all since they canceled the sports. Like I've been in a habit of editing videos and doing stuff with like a basketball game on mute. And like I always have a sporting event on the TV.
Right.
I like to do my workflow like that and just glance up, see what's going on. But there's no sports. Right?
So, you're like, what the hell, man?
So my TV hasn't been on in a couple of weeks. It's just chilling. So,
dude, we're going to have to schedule some conversations, right? So that we can continue to help people and hear about each other's greatness and what we're doing and our next steps and how, because, every day that goes by is another day that we're packing on all of these different challenges that we're experiencing. I just received an email that said, it was so cleverly worded. You are not allowed to practice hair as a licensed stylist in a beauty salon, in a house, or in the house of the licensee. So conveniently for me, my salon is in my home. It's been in my home for probably about 6 years now. I love the privacy because I have clients that have different hair loss issues. But yeah, so I'm like, was y'all gonna kick down my door? Like I'm gonna be shampooing somebody. They gonna be like, boom, 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 boom. No shampooing.
For real. How do you even monitor that? How do you regulate?
I mean, dead ass. Like, are they radar? Can they see me? Like, dude, is it like a heat? Y'all got heat sensor? Is it something like that? They like, oh, it's too many bodies in that house. Yeah.
No, serious. That it's interesting the rules that they are making right now. I don't know how they regulate all of it.
All right, so I don't want to get too much into this, but I just gotta hear. It just makes me scratch my head a little bit about what do you think about it? A conspiracy, or like, are you like, I think we should just stay in house and just not do anything? Because there's tons of different opinions out there, and I've had some people, they get real rowdy when they talk about it. So I don't have an opinion. I just want to hear yours.
So I'm not telling anybody, I'll preface this with, I'm not telling anybody what they should or shouldn't do. This is the way I choose to live. And so before I even share this, I understand some things about health and wellness that have allowed me to maintain a well body for now over 7 years. And I learned some things about our cells and how every moment our body's producing a few million cells. 7 years from now, we won't have a single cell that exists in our body right now that will still exist. And the only thing that determines whether those cells are going to be virus cells or disease or illness cells or wellness cells is our moment by moment stress that we bring in. Like if we're stressed, fearful, worried, then we become a match to illness and disease and virus, and those can overtake our body. However, if we just maintain, just a peace, a calm, optimism, things are working out. Like, I don't have to figure out how it's going to happen or how long is this going to go or any of that stuff. That's not in my control, but I know things are working out. Then your body maintains a space where even if you had the virus in you right now, your body would just maintain wellness. And because those new cells that are being literally a few million every second are being created by your body. So if those are all wellness cells because you're at peace, like there's no way that you're going to even feel any type of symptoms, and you have no reason to get checked at that point. And even if you had it, the virus would just leave your body. I mean, but
well, I'm with you, buddy. I'm all with you. I said I wasn't going to give my opinion, but since we agree.
For me, I've shared video talking about this. I'm not like beating this really hard right now because it's all matters of personal. I can't create energy for anybody else. Like they have to do it themselves. So I've shared my piece on it, on social media, and I'm willing to talk about this anytime it comes up, just like this, which is awesome. Now let me take it a step further because I understand these things for me.
Let's go.
Like yesterday, I went, we can still get takeout and things. And there's some restaurants that I love getting food from after I exercise. So I went on I hadn't done this in years. I don't run on the concrete normally. I prefer running on the sand barefoot, like in the wet sand. That's where I like.
And it's harder, probably.
It's harder it's harder, but it's more cushioned too.
Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, it's harder, but it just feels good. It's like I'm running on pillows. Literally, like imagine running on your pillows. Like it's not the most balanced, but it's like soft.
Well, so I love your description because mine is like walking on like dirt with rocks in it.
So running on concrete for me is just that hard step. So I did that yesterday, and I ran for about maybe 2.5 miles yesterday out there. And then when I was done, I went and got food, and I just walked back and with my food, and it was cool. So I'm still doing stuff like that. And when it comes to like social distancing, I put out to the universe. I mean, how real can I be on this conversation? I'm always super real, so that's why I say I'm an open book. But I asked the universe because I wasn't prepared because I meet people so easily, and I'm happily single. Like I don't ever worry about who's in my life like right now because I just feel like I'm just friends with anyone that's in my path right now. Like I'm your best friend. Like I'm putting my 100% energy on you. But since the social distancing and people aren't really hanging out, I was like, damn, who do I know that I could like be cool with and be friends with like right now, like while people aren't meeting new people. And I got a random message last night from someone who I'm close friends with, but we had like kind of separated space for maybe 8 months. Like I see her every once in a while. And she just messaged me randomly like, Noel, what are you doing during this like quarantine? I was like, and she lives like a block from me. I was like, come have a beer with me. Let's talk.
Right.
So, a friend came.
Social connection. Yes.
Yeah. That was the thing that I was most like wondering about. Cause for me, there's no way I could just be in my house by myself for 2 weeks. Like you have to have military outside saying Noel.
Dead ass. Like, take me down.
So that's my thoughts on it. Like I'm not arranging any like group events or anything where I'm saying, let's just, go against the system and bring everybody. I'm not doing any of that. And I don't really do that much anyways. Like when it comes to groups, like a lot of my stuff is online. So yeah, I'm still going to do things like going for runs. Like I'm really excited to go for a run today. And just let things go where they go, but I'll be happy when, like all of us will, when it goes back to normal life activity. This is the most beautiful time of the year as far as weather. We're not experiencing it right now. So,
in Ohio up here where we are, it feel like the sun was like, you know what, I'm just going to stay behind the clouds because the coronavirus is out there. And, I don't want none of that because it is, we haven't seen the sun in weeks.
Wow. LA, they were getting some crazy weather too. It was raining a lot in
rain here
in California. Interesting.
Yes. It's like it's just, it's soggy. It's very, we went from 70 degrees yesterday to 40 degrees today. It's quite interesting. Some people predicted end of the world. Do you think they predicted end of the world?
No. First of all, the world's going to always be okay, whether or not the inhabitants of the world are going to be.
Right. The world going to be just fine. We're going to be like, it ended for you.
Maybe you got kicked off.
Right, exactly.
But no, the world's going to come out stronger for this and better for this and more united. And a lot of people right now are focusing on, which is just great advice for anybody, just asking yourself, going within and asking yourself, what parts of life do I want to allow to evolve right now? And whatever it is. And maybe it's just, because there were times in my life where there wasn't a human on the planet that listened to more like personal growth, like, audios on YouTube and just different things. Like I was just like consumed by it because my body I was just hungry for it. Like I wanted to learn, I wanted to grow. And then there's times like this right now where it's just like, I want to create and I want to share. And like, it didn't take any convincing for Rayshone to get me on this podcast. It was like, oh, let's do it. I even scheduled it. Like, this is kind of early. I never schedule stuff so early. Like I scheduled.
I was like, what?
I don't have nothing else to do. Like,
me either, Noel. Me either. So one thing you just talked about the world, but before we wrap it up, guys, I want to thank you, first of all, Noel, for coming on this podcast. It's dope. Like you said, it was nothing for you, but it was so great for me because I value your time. Although we have tons of it around these days, I still value your time. And what I would like to know is, what would you like to leave the world with? What impact what is your goal for your impact on the world?
Two things. First, well, maybe three things, but two things that are really important that apply to every single person listening, every living, breathing human on the planet, is the same energy, whether you want, no matter what you believe out there, like these physical bodies is what we can see in the mirror, but what we truly are is the non-physical, the energy that's flowing through them, that's allowing our hearts to beat, our brains to work, the planets to function, the way the ocean wave, everything that we see that's going on in nature. It's the same non-physical energy that's powering all of these things. And some of us call that energy God, some of us call it the universe, love, all that is, all those names that I use. Just know that that's who all of us truly are. And we're just different expressions of it. So if we use the ocean as the example of all that is, God, universe, all these things, we're the individual waves. So we make up the ocean. So we're here expressing our different lives here on this earth. We all have different things we're passionate about and drawn to. And that gives us all, it can give us all a lot of confidence knowing that there's no special breed of human that have this like special one-off type of energy flowing through them to where only they can be happy, only they can be healthy, only they can be successful. That doesn't exist. That's made up in our minds when we try to separate ourselves. So when we see someone else that, like when I mentioned being a reflection of each other, when we see someone else that is doing anything that we would deem to be awesome here in this world, whether they're a good speaker or they're a good parent or they're a good athlete, whatever it is, that's just a reflection of you. That's just a different expression of, that's just a different wave in the same ocean that we're all in. So use that as inspiration to know, well, I'm not inspired to go, be an athlete or go be a writer or go be a speaker or whatever it is, but I do enjoy this, this, and this. And then that is going to add to all that is to the collective, because we're all here in 2020, not by mistake. We're all here for a specific reason. And if you just choose whatever that is and be excited about it and put your energy towards that, you add to everything that we all get to experience. Maybe you want to go create like a new food, or you don't want to go to create a school somewhere, or you want to just travel the world, and everywhere that you go, you're just spreading just happiness and love and light to everyone around. You uplift the whole area. And when you travel, then so travel a lot. That's always the message that I want to share. And then just lastly, that all of us can be, do, and have anything as a result of what I just described. Because, once our life experience shows us as of today, what we want, what we don't want, what we like, what we don't like, all that any of us have to do, like manifesting one-on-one, is take our attention off of all the challenges and the problems, use that as the lessons and the fuel to say, okay, if it wasn't for this, crap relationship, I wouldn't know that I want this, awesome relationship. So I'm just going to focus on this, and I'm not going to focus on how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, who it's going to be, try to figure all that out. I'm going to leave that up to synchronicity, to God, to the universe, to bring the things into my life that I could never predict. And then once we can release it and just go back to enjoying the moment, which is all that any of us have control over, is what's my energy, what's my mood, what's my vibe right here and now. It's all we can control. You control that, and you can be at least at peace, or anything that feels like even better than that, happy, joyful, bliss, whatever, excited, passionate. Then you're connected with this power that all of us truly are. And now you can get great ideas. Like, none of us have ever got a great idea that's going to take us forward in our life from an angry, rageful place. Like, it hasn't come in that energy.
Right.
Angry, rageful ideas from that energy. So all we have to do to get these good ideas of things that we're excited about wanting to do in our lives is just be in an energy where we can hear it, where we can see it, and experience it, and then put your energy in that direction and be really excited without having to know, again, how, when, where, who.
And then all of a sudden you look up, you're like, wow, the things that I was thinking about creating, 5 years ago, I've created. And now I'm thinking about new things. And then you're adding to everything that we all get to experience together. And we're all in this together. Like, I'm rooting for everybody out there, and appreciate you, Rayshone, and what you're doing. And everybody out there, I'm rooting for you. And I'm excited to see what you choose to go out there and create. Connect with me on now it's so easy to remember too, because nobody could really spell out the spelling of like my old handle could be different, but everybody knows how to spell the Angel of Abundance.
I was just
connect with me on that.
Everybody knows how to spell Angel, the Angel of Abundance, at the Angel of Abundance for Noel. Guys, make sure you go and check him out. He's on Instagram. He's always providing a sense of positivity. That's what we need at this time. That's what if you want something, you want good vibes, you want some business info, you want just good information. See, I knew it. Hold on. I'm sorry. I told you my nose was running.
I'm going to do a pool workout today that I'm really excited about. I just thought of my friend that came over to hang out yesterday. She was like,
you said you're going to do a swimming pool
workout. Yeah, but she told me, she said, because I didn't have any weights here. I just had like little exercise bands, which you guys can get those on Amazon.
Right. If Amazon is still delivering, of course.
They are slower, but they're still coming. But she said you could use the water jug, because I have a 5-gallon water jug sitting over there in the corner, filled up all the time, just emergencies, just like extra water. So that's very heavy. I mean, we're talking about that's probably like 50, 60 pounds. So I'm gonna use that for lots of stuff. I'll put it on video today.
That'll be dope. Well, thanks guys so much for tuning in, and make sure you go follow Noel and look at all of the great things he's have to offer. If you need some type of positivity in this time, he has a great place to be. He offers free workshops. He offers, he does interviews. We have an interview. We just had one. Check out his YouTube channel. They're all there for your entertainment. You can just click and watch anything that you would like, anything that'll pertain to you. One thing that I love about Noel is that he brings collaborations. He brings people together in any way he possibly can. And even throughout this time, he is still doing the same thing, bringing back some sort of humanity by entertaining interviews and speaking with people. Thank you so much for your energy, Noel.
I appreciate you. Thank you too. You're doing the same, and this is awesome. I love what you're doing with your podcast, and you're so entertaining to listen to, because I just love how you let it flow. Like, you're super real, and that's what I encourage everybody, just to be yourself and to share whatever is inspired to come out of you, and you'll make an impact to the people that are attracted to what you're sharing on TikTok and here and everywhere.
I know, right? TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
That's funny. That's something we talked about. That's the first time I've talked about it on anything. I have to ask you one quick question, because I've been looking at it the whole time. The I Am book in the background, is that Howard Falco as the author of that?
Yes, sir, it is.
He was on my podcast. We had an awesome conversation.
What?
That conversation was awesome. Yeah.
I love Howard Falco. Like, that book, I've read that. I've done the survey in that, and I've done that a couple times. Yeah, this is my little collection. Think and Grow Rich. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell.
Absolutely.
Your One Word by Evan Carmichael. My Thesaurus, a dictionary. Just a couple of things that I like to entertain myself with.
Me and Howard, and you guys will probably hear this in time if you guys do connect with me and Howard are going to do a workshop together soon. He has information inside of my community, Universal Abundance, as well. So he's awesome. I've been looking at that the whole time, and I'm like, that has to be Howard's book. That's a good one to have behind you. I like that.
Listen, let Howard know there's a young lady who would love to talk to him.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Howard's great. He will for sure.
That would be wonderful. Well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop recording, because we already had a good exit.